For the scripting part, if you want to modify something, the best way would be to look into Polygon class, which represents polygons. This is a logical representation, so each polygon, no matter if it was created from the sprite or from a mesh or from something other, it is a logical representation of this polygon, and it exists alongside with a polygon collider or with a mesh. So when we want to cut some polygons, we must first match this logical representation with physical object and then make the cutting or other operations. So this is the main class which is used by the asset. So if you want to create any polygon, you should look into polycreator script, where we create polygons, and the main class, the main method which will be useful for you is create polygon with parameters. The most important parameter is a list of vector 3 points representing this polygon, and after providing every parameter for this method, the new polygon will be created. So this method will create an empty game object. It will assign a sliceable object to the script to this object and provide all necessary information for polygon creation. So this is the main method you should use for creating your own polygons using scripting. For polygon cutting, you should look to polycutter script, where cut polygons method is used. So if you want to cut polygons, the best way would be to use this method by providing 2 points, starting and ending point, and all polygons that lies within bounding of this line will be cut into pieces. For rope creation, you should look into rope creator, and you can match something similar, do something similar like the script does, and you can make your own ropes. Polygon cutter supports many joints, and you can test them in this scene. So each fruit is connected to this tree with different type of joint. So for example, this apple is connected by the distant joint, this pear is connected by the friction joint, this peach is by fixed joint, this apple is by wheel joint, and so on. If we play it, we can see that wheel joint is rotating this apple, and when we cut, we can see that these joints are still connected to these objects. If you want to create your own joint or add the joint which is not currently here, you can do this by creating another case statement and adding this joint here. But this joint must be anchored tape, so it must have anchor and connected anchor fields, because Polygon Cutter use these anchors to determine if object should be connected after cutting or not. Another interesting thing is a slicer. Slicer is an abstract class which is used by all slicers. Slicers are monobehaviors which are used by polygon explosion, to explode objects. You can create your own slicers to create different types of explosions if you want to create something different than effects are already in the asset. Slicer class has one important part, which is slice method, which should be implemented in your classes. And for example, we can look into square slicer, which is creating some kind of a grid, and each grid line is used to slice our object into pieces. So these are nested for loops which go through all of the object parts. At the beginning we have only one object, but after a few slices the number of objects grows very quickly, and for each such part we check if it is cut by a line. So here we have vertical slices, so we check if part or the whole object is cut by vertical line. If so, we are adding these parts to the list, and we are removing the part which was cut by this vertical line. And we do this repeatedly. When we finish, we are making horizontal slices for all the pieces that were created previously, and so on. And after that we have object slice like it was cut by a grid. The last for loop is used to apply force to all the parts. So first we calculate the middle point of our object, and then each part is moved apart from this middle point using force. So this is how we can create explosions. You can see the other slicers and see how they are done to have more examples.